Hey ladies and gentlemen, my name's Adam Maripos Vox and welcome back to Forum Friday. Last week I asked you all what you thought about timeless games remastering, remakes, ports, etc. BBK Dragoon said, actually he has a longer comment than us all. There we go. I have had great experiences with HD remasters, but I am very picky with what I buy. The MGS HD collection is superb, the Ico Shadow Colossus HD collection is incredible, but dude, the Final Fantasy X, the remaster, is undoubtedly the best experience I've ever had on my PS3. I was a huge fan of the original, but they did so many little quality of life things, re-recording a lot of music in higher fidelity, overhauling the menu system, etc. I think the PlayStation Store and Nintendo Store are doing it the right way, but often with too high of prices. I see no reason to spend $10 on Super Mario World when I can just play it through free using alternative methods, not condoning nor endorsing the use of emulators. If time and care is put into an HD remastered, I will gladly purchase to re-experience the game in a more optimal way. Polar Lion says Homeworld is one of the better, if not the best, HD or just remake in recent years IMO. I never played the original Homeworld game, and so I should probably pick up the remaster at some point. I have heard great things about it. I have all of those HD collections that BBK mentioned, Final Fantasy X and X2, or 10-2, Metal Gear Solid HD collection, and the Ico Shadow of the Colossus. I need to play through them soon. They are on my list. What really has started bugging me, because literally right after I put up Forum Friday, it was announced that Sony Santa Monica was doing an HD remaster of God of War 3 on the PlayStation 4. They're giving it the full 1080p 60 frames per second treatment to bring it over to PlayStation 4. Sure, at a glance this might sound good, but why are they porting over God of War 3? They have 6 God of War games. They're porting over number 3 out of the 6. That just doesn't make sense to me. I made a big ol' long rant post about it on my website, which I will link in the description below. But to me it would have been better to, even if they only quote-unquote remastered God of War, they still just ported over the rest of the God of War Saga collection or something. That would have been just fine. But they have 6 God of War games, and their whole response to concerns about it was that they just want a new generation of gamers to experience God of War. Why would you want to do that? Why would you want them to experience the last chapter of your franchise? At least Ascension was like a prequel or something. Why 3 out of 6? That just doesn't make any sense. Yeah. So this week on Forum Friday, I want to talk to you about it's kind of a weird combination topic, because Vessel just launched, which is kind of confusing, and then it's been announced that YouTube's going to try and beef up their streaming to compete with Twitch. So I want to tackle both of those subjects briefly here. With YouTube competing to Twitch, everybody's acting like YouTube hasn't already been streaming, or have streaming options, and people have been streaming games on it. That already existed. What they're going to do is try to make it more user-friendly and more Twitch-like to compete with Twitch. What do you think about this? What do you think? Well, I guess, what do you think about the current state of Twitch, or of YouTube streaming versus Twitch? And what do you think YouTube could improve upon to make it better? One advantage that YouTube currently has over Twitch is their VOD, or just their general, post-video system, is obviously 10 times better, because there is no sort of video watching discoverability on Twitch. You watch the live streams, and then yes, you can technically go watch the older videos, but it's a very unenjoyable experience, and there's no real discovery for those videos. There's no fancy search options or anything like that. However, Twitch has the different game identification, a better streaming platform, and a better chat system. So it's going to be interesting to see how the two start competing, because I think with Amazon's backing, Twitch can do some things to really up their game, but YouTube can obviously do a ton of things to up their game as well. So it will be interesting to see how they compete. And then Vessel launched, and I'm really confused about it at the moment. When they originally launched, when I first heard of it, it was kind of announced as like a competitor to YouTube. It was going to be an alternative video service for creators, and it was here to compete with YouTube. But then closer towards their actual launch yesterday, it's all been about supporting the creators. You pay $3 a month and you get early access to videos. So my initial impressions of it was that it was more like a combination of Patreon and fan funding with YouTube. So it's a combination of a video platform with that creator support. But then it kind of sank in, and once people were talking about it more and things like that, that you're not actually paying directly to support the creators. I'm assuming those people getting involved and such are getting money back from that, or else they wouldn't be advocating it so strongly. But you're only paying $3 to watch all of the content, not just the people you want to support's content. Like, you're not just paying to go watch Linus Tech Tips or go watch Veritasium. You're paying to watch everything on Vessel. And so it's more of a paid video platform with early access over YouTube. So it's like trying to be a way of support. It's trying to be like an alternative to Patreon and fan funding, but also trying to be an alternative to YouTube. And to me, like, none of it is actually working out at the moment. Obviously, they just launched. Obviously, they have forever to improve, and they could end up being the best thing ever. But at the moment, I do not see the service worth paying for. If you sign up within the next, probably by the time you watch it, it's over, to be honest. But they had a 3-day period, or if you signed up for Vessel, you got a free year subscription, which is pretty freaking cool. And they're going to have a lot of users from that free subscription, and then none of those people are going to renew. Myself included. I watched a couple Linus Tech Tips video over on Vessel. And sure, it was nice seeing videos that I had no idea were coming, and that I got to see before they hit YouTube. But the viewing experience isn't all that great. When you sign up, it gives you the option to pick channels that you want to follow. So I picked quite a few. I did like Unbox Therapy, CNanners, Veritasium, Linus Tech Tips, etc. But then when you go to Vessel's homepage when you're logged in, it still just shows you everything. So I went to Linus Tech Tips specifically site, because they had mentioned they had special videos up there, and I went to watch them, and it was alright. Like, they have an HD option on the video player, but it still looks like Sir Crest, a buddy of mine, described it as feeling like it's still a low resolution, but they give it a high bitrate, because it's clean, but it's still fuzzy at the same time. I'm used to watching Linus Tech Tips videos in at least 1080p, if not 4K, and it looks pretty flawless when the HTML5 player doesn't crash and it tries to load it in Flash, which doesn't handle 4K well. And it felt like I was watching the video downscale, in the 480p option on YouTube. And yeah, that's a minor complaint, but the video player felt like crap. I just didn't enjoy anything about the video player, and the actual quality of the video was pretty low. And then the whole video platform itself just isn't that great. You can't tell what videos you've already watched, what videos you haven't watched. There's no sort of like subscription box system like everybody complains about on YouTube. I don't understand what they're going for at the moment, and it's not something I'd consider worth paying for. I'd rather, if I'm going to support a channel, I'm just going to support them via Patreon or something. I'm not going to pay some other video service to deliver me a mediocre experience that I'm still going to want to go watch on YouTube anyway. So I want to know what you all think about both of those, the Twitch YouTube competition as well as the Vessel YouTube competition, in the comment section down below. Thank you so much for your support on the Forum Friday series. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in a future video. Bye!